Welcome to the lesson number 2. In this lesson we'll be discussing two major strategies of growing a blog with their pros and cons. I'm going to wrap up the big picture that I started painting in lesson number 1 and prepare you for the hacks and tactics that will follow. So here's the agenda for this lesson. We're going to start from studying the anatomy of the spike of hope, then I'm going to break down two major strategies of growing a blog and the challenges that they bring. Then I'm going to bust the "you should publish more often" myth once and for all. And finally, I'm going to say just a few words about the importance of converting random visitors of your blog into regular readers. So let's go! Part 1. The anatomy of the spike of hope. According to my observations, most bloggers have an unhealthy obsession about the spike of hope. It is just too satisfying and rewarding to watch your traffic go up pretty much the same day as you publish your new post. Instant gratification. Our brains are too addicted to it. But let's take a closer look at the so-called spike of hope. Where does this traffic come from? Well, what's the first thing you do after you publish a new article? You share it with your existing audience. You send an email to your email subscribers, you share the link on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and any other social network where you have some followers. In other words, you're asking your existing audience to come to your blog because you have something new for them. That's the first section in your spike of hope, and the size of this section is determined by the size of your existing audience, which means that if you're just starting out, this section would be quite tiny, if any at all. But most importantly, there are no new people in this group. Your email subscribers and social followers have discovered you long ago, so you're not reaching any new people by sending an email to your subscribers or tweet to your followers. This is quite important to understand. Okay, the next thing you do to bring more traffic to your newly published article is share it with a bunch of relevant communities that flourish on different platforms. You post your article to a proper subreddit, you share it with some relevant groups on Facebook, you promote it to some relevant Slack channels, and finally you post it to some relevant niche forums or community boards where your target audience is hanging out. If this is the first time you share your content with a certain group or community, then all the people who will land on your article as a result will be entirely new to your blog. But if you've been consistently sharing your content with this community for the past few months, most of the people there would know you by now. So this promotion channel is only effective when starting out, but over time the amount of new people that you can reach this way will drastically decrease. And that was the second part of your spike of hope. So what's the last one? It's the word of mouth. This is the traffic that comes to your article when people from the first two sections share it with their friends and followers. This often happens passively, which means that you don't have to do anything other than publish great content that people will genuinely want to share. But you can also generate word of mouth proactively, by reaching out to people with big audiences and showing them your content in hopes that they will share it with their big audience. Passive word of mouth will usually improve your spike of traffic by like 10 to 20% if you're lucky. That's because most of your blog visitors don't have a large enough following to bring you any good traffic when they share your article. But if you'll manage to persuade a few big influencers to share your content with their huge audiences, that may send a tsunami of traffic your way. So proactive word of mouth can improve your spike of traffic by like 1000%. But that rarely happens, to be honest. The top people in your field are usually super reluctant to promote others, especially when your blog is new and they have never heard about you before. Okay, so let's wrap up. Turns out that the sweet spike of traffic that you get immediately after publishing and promoting a new article will mostly consist of the people who have visited your blog before. Which makes little sense. Because in order for your blog to grow, you have to be reaching new audiences all the time. And this is where the traffic from Google kicks in. As illustrated on my graph, traffic from Google doesn't come to your article immediately after publishing. It takes quite some time to build up. That is, if you invest in SEO, of course. With a pinch of SEO magic applied, your article will start ranking in Google for some relevant search queries, and this will bring you consistent traffic that will not fade over time. But at this point you may actually argue with me. Traffic from Google takes time to build up, while generating buzz on relevant communities and social media seems like a much faster way to bring people to your blog and grow your traffic numbers. But is that really so?